Yo, what up, Henang? How are you doing? Okay, my hands are cold. Wow. Let's see. Let me disable this and bring up my notes here for this discussion and let me warm up and while I wait for a little bit more people to show up and then we can start this.
Traveling to Hanamura. I'm on fire.
Oh yeah, I added like 10 songs to the playlist now. Earlier this morning. I plan on adding more, but for now I basically went through all of QMU's songs and picked the ones that I liked best and added to the playlist. Some really good remixes there. I'm going to start, I think, with the discussion, unless not enough people show up. Because I would like to hear also your opinions on this topic, right? Is Nanoblade gonna be good? Is Nanoblade gonna be dead? Obviously, I'm already kind of expressing my opinion on the title, right? But I'm gonna advocate for both sides here to explain a little bit better why I position myself this way. But I do think that both sides have points. But yeah, I think I'm gonna be starting with this discussion. I don't know if I'm gonna do a VOD review today. I don't think so. I kind of wanna, before Overwatch 2 beta, I kind of want to at least get my support back to Masters. Maybe we can get DPS back to Gym. Maybe, depending on how much we play tomorrow. This account is already like 200 SR up on DPS. Only 200 more to go. This account just hard tanked on DPS, it's insane. But yeah, I'm pretty sure we are gonna be able to stream the beta. If I do get a beta key, I'm absolutely doing a very long stream. I mean, I'm gonna stop for dinner, obviously, but if I do get the key, then I'm gonna be streaming for a few hours, stopping, having dinner, then opening another one, and gonna keep doing it. And I can go pretty late because I'm gonna be alone here. My family's gonna be out for the day that Overwatch 2 beta releases, so I really hope I get into the beta. Really hope so. But as far as I'm aware, we're only gonna know if we're in the beta like in the day off. So on the 26th. But yeah. Honestly, I kind of wanna warm up. I feel like I could start your VOD just to kill time. Cause I don't want to be like warmed up for comp and then stop for the discussion. I wanna not be in queue when I do this Nanoblade discussion for Overwatch 2. But what do you think? Would you mind if I literally just started it for a bit until more people showed up and then stop the VOD? Because that wouldn't be ideal, but I could just stay here doing this, but I feel like I could be doing more productive things during this time, right? I hate how by this after summer it's basically like I'm never gonna be able to have my hands be warm by the moment that my mechanics are warmed up. Since I've been grinding recently, I feel like my mechanics don't need that much warming up, but my hands really do. Actually, I could do something different for warming up. Let me get this other lobby. I feel like this is a better one to just warm up. I want this. Moving keyboard on console. Is that ban worthy or not? I don't know. I know you shouldn't do it. I don't know if it warrants a ban. Man, it's not like this isn't like cheater levels, but it is sort of cheating, right? To use mouse and keyboard on console. So pocketing someone that is essentially using an I mean, I don't know what I would call it, but let's call it pseudo cheating, right? Is still cringe by the enemy team. It's very cringe to just pocket someone that has an advantage over the competition. What was that no-rag? Run into the wall. Fuck. Yeah, I agree. If it's a console competition, then just why allow keyboard and mouse? If you wanna allow keyboard and mouse, why not just have a PC competition? Like, it's pointless to have a console mouse and keyboard competition. The only reason why you would do that is for people that have console and don't have a PC that can run it, but I feel like that is not a good reason to allow for that. I feel like at that point just make a console competition instead of just making a console mouse and keyboard. Like, that sounds very stupid to me. I hate no regs like these. It clearly does show the hit marker on the Ana for the dash and it doesn't damage. You were the moral winners. Oh, that's nice. And if you ever won a match against people using mouse and keyboard, that must feel even better, right? Like, sometimes people don't want to draw when there's a cheater on the match, and if you manage to beat the cheater, then it feels very good because you just shit on a cringe player that is using cheats and can't even win with cheats. But yeah, I think I have given this enough time by now. So let me start this Nanoblade discussion. So, is Nanoblade dead in Overwatch 2? I feel like a lot of people are saying that Nanoblade is gonna be very good in Overwatch 2 because there are gonna be less stuns in the game, so Nanoblade inherently is easier to land, and just with one less tank as well, it's easier for you to make a play that the enemy team can't recover from, right? Tank ults and tank cooldowns are one of the biggest things that counter Nanoblade, either by shutting down the Nanoblade or by counter-fragging the Genji, right? Let's say the Genji gets 3 kills, but the enemy team has a Zard and the Grab gets 4, right? So there are many reasons why people would think that Nanoblade would be very good against, or rather in the new Overwatch 2 environment, right? There are many reasons for it, but I'm of the opinion that Nanoblade will barely ever be used in Overwatch 2. And why do I think so? Well, first things off, with one less tank and tanks giving less ult charge in general, you're gonna be seeing less ultimates come online. But then you can go like, sure, but aren't you one that advocated in your Blade Guide video that Genji should the majority of the time be shooting squishes instead of tanks? And yes, I am that person. The point is simply that ults are gonna be slower in general because in the end of the day, you in Overwatch 1, even though you wanna focus the squishes as Genji, you're gonna be shooting tanks, depending on the situation, right? And not only that, from what I remember, they said there was a global ult charge reduction, so that would make ults even slower. I could be wrong on that, but the point is, ults are gonna be slower, it doesn't really matter the way you play it. Simply by the nature of this new game, right? So, what else would make me have this opinion, right? One of the biggest things I feel for Nanoblade not being as good is simply because, as I said before, with less ult charge, we're gonna be seeing less ultimates, so ultimates in general are gonna be more valuable, right? So, if you can win a fight with one ult, why would you use 2 in that fight? Like, that's a big waste. That matters way more than in Overwatch 1, where let's say fights are won by AFKing at choke, farming window or farming nano, nanoing your main tank in, or just windowing main and gaining space from that, right? Those are some of the game plans that exist in Overwatch 1, but in Overwatch 2 that won't really be a thing. Ultimates are gonna have to be used very precisely, otherwise you're wasting a massive opportunity, right? Ultimates are gonna feel more impactful, and the people that can land more ultimates, right? The people that have the better ult economy in Overwatch 2, even though they're gonna be coming online less often, is gonna matter more than in Overwatch 1, I feel like. So, what does that mean? As a lot of people, as a lot of content creators have talked about in the Overwatch 2 alpha, the Nano Boost is a very, very good ultimate, right? Being a very good ultimate, combined with Blade is gonna make it even better, obviously, but if if Nano is very good on its own, why would you do the two together? It would be better if you just nanoed, won a fight, then Blade, and win another fight, right? So I feel like also the types of engagements, right? The thing is, with 2CP is gone in Overwatch 2, and push is gonna be the substitute, and with less. Another thing about one less tank is there are gonna be less like sustained fights. They're gonna be way faster. The game is gonna be faster paced with more flanks, more angles. There aren't gonna be enough abilities to deny you from doing plays. So you're not gonna need to break into a very powerful position with Nanoblade. Nanoblade, one of the biggest values that it could get was just breaking it into a stupidly good defensive position, right? You have like double shield with Sigma Rissa, Briggs Zen, and they have like Torb Cassidy, so they have a bunch of stuns, a lot of spam damage, and then the Brig has Rally and the Zen has Strands, and when the enemy team tries to push in, they all have like extra 100 HP because of the Rally, and it's very tough in general. Unless you have a really powerful ult combo to break into that defense, right? And Nanoblade is one of the biggest ult combos that exist in Overwatch, right? It may not be ideal into some of these very, very defensive comps, but the Genji has a lot of outplay potential into stuff like Transcendence by bursting through it with a well-timed swing dash animation cancel. He can outplay the Flux if the Sigma tries to hit him with it. There are so many things that the Genji can do to outplay the enemy's cooldowns and ultimates and resources, right? So, not only that, when you're nanoblading, your team is going to need to push in with you. Like, sometimes, let's say you're playing Hanamura of point A, and your tanks might be just stuck in choke and not walking in because the enemy team has too much spam, and your team isn't like rotating properly. Well, when you're nanoblading, now instead of your tanks taking almost all of the resources, you, as the Genji, is the one taking all of these resources, right? So you're freeing up your tanks a lot, and therefore the rest of your team that can push with those tanks. So you're not trying to 1v6 or 2v6, right? Your entire team is pushing in with that valuable ultimate that is gonna draw a lot of valuable ult combo that is gonna draw a lot of resources into you, while also having that insane frag potential with the very quick one shot onto squishes. So with the one less tank and faster paced gameplay and all of that, the need for an ult combo like this kind of goes away. It's not entirely. Nanoblade is still going to see some value, right? But I feel like a lot of the times you're gonna be able to just win a fight with just Nano or just Blade, right? So this is my point on why I think Nanoblade will be dead in Overwatch 2, because there simply won't be a need to do it, and if you do it, sure, it could get crazy value, like you just genji, receives the nano, blades, kills 4, kills 5, yeah, you won the fight. So now what, do you wait 3 minutes for another combo? That sounds like too big of an investment most of the time. I'm sure there are gonna be times for it, I'm just saying that 90% of the time it probably will not be an ideal play. So let's see what you guys have to say about that. Yo, what up, Genji Noob, how are you doing? Do you guys have any do you guys agree with me? Do you have any points to add on to this? Or do you think that this is just a good point to end this discussion on? Nanoblade in the last fight. I mean, sure, at that point you might as well. Since it's last fight, you might as well just use all the ults, right? Unless it's like push and you have to push and you're in overtime, right? And the enemy team has pushed so much further than you, so you have to push all the way, so you need to actually cycle ults and win multiple fights. But if it's only one fight that you need to win and it's overtime, then yes, just dump them all in, right? You might as well. So then that's a moment that Nanoblade actually will get proper value. Especially considering that in overtime, respawns take longer. Another thing about Nanoblade being a little bit worse in Overwatch 2 is gonna be the fact that dying isn't gonna matter as much. Not in the sense that it doesn't matter as much. I mean, let me explain myself. I'm a little bit weird on my words. Dying early, like getting the first pick of the fight, is gonna matter a lot more now that we have one less player on the field, right? Instead of taking 16%, I think, like let's just use fractions. 1/6 of the team and having a 65, you're taking 1/5 of the team. So it's a 5v4, so that one pick matters more. So, of course dying matters more in Overwatch 2 in that sense, but if the enemy team decides to dump both Nano and Blade into one fight, since respawns are shorter than that, it's gonna be less costly for the enemy team to just soak it up and be like, yeah, that's fine, let's just let them use ults and then we go for the next fight, you know? Because again, the game modes that remain don't value team wipes as much as 2CP does. 2CP is the biggest value game mode for Nanoblade, and that's gone in Overwatch 2. The highest value points that Nanoblade is gonna have is on Hybrid, and Hybrid first. And on Hybrid first, you aren't gonna be snowballing second point like on 2CP. Let's say on 2CP you win with 1 minute and then you have ult left up, and then you Nanoblade and win second with a snowball instead of letting the enemy team build ults and ult cycle and then just burn 2, 3, 4 minutes off your clock, right? In Overwatch 1, consider that capture points, the only ones remaining are gonna be in King of the Hill, but King of the Hill isn't as good for Genji. And I don't think I need to enter this, at least not right now. And the first point in hybrid maps. In first point in hybrid map, this is gonna take a while for you to build Nanoblade. So you probably are gonna rather just win a fight with just Nano instead of Nanoblading. Also another very good point, I feel like, is you could use Nano to help the Genji build his blade. Not in the sense that we usually see in Overwatch 1, where you Nano the Genji when he has 80% blade, he dashes through everyone, gets blade, pulls out the blade while having 5 seconds still on the Nano and just kills everyone with the Nanoblade, right? I feel like just a neutral Nano Genji, so to just give him a massive durability and damage boost. I just got boost and buff in the same sentence and or in the same word, and it created booth. Anyways, Nano Genji with his base kit is very little, especially when we're considering a lower stun game and a faster gameplay. So, what's going to stop the Genji? Basically, himself, right? Him not landing his shurikens. Because if Genji receives the nano and he does this, what do you do about it in Overwatch 2? He just goes around killing everyone like this, you know? With his base kit. All he needs to do is land one dash, triple shuriken to the body, or that could be one dash, one headshot, and a melee, right? So that's honestly not that hard to do, and considering his extra durability, he can go deep with that. So it's gonna be very hard to stop nano DPS in general. I mean, to a certain extent tank as well, but I feel like nanoing DPS is gonna be very scary in Overwatch 2, considering what I just talked about before. Less CC, one less tank, so less defensive abilities to deny damage, like defense matrix, shield, stuff like that. So just nanoing Genji on the neutral, he gets to go deep in the enemy team, just gets one kill, gets 2 kills, wins the fight like that. Now he has farmed Blade a little bit faster because of that nano, and then he uses Blade next round. Next fight. I feel like that's also gonna be a very good play. You see that honestly quite often. I mean, not that often, but it is a good play by Anis to just nano someone to just help them farm that ultimate, instead of just comboing the nano with another ultimate, like, oh hey, I have a Zarya that is very high charge, and she is 50% to grab. I'm gonna nano her when we break their shields, and the Zarya is just gonna absolutely pound and just farm that grab while also winning the fight, you know? That is very valid in Overwatch 1, and that's gonna be even better in Overwatch 2. So that's another really good point about why Nanoblade wouldn't be as good in Overwatch 2 as people might think it is. Defensive nanos are inherently better in Overwatch 1, in my opinion. But that doesn't invalidate defensive nano in Overwatch 2. I feel like if the target engages deep enough to the point where, like, let's say I'm a Genji, I engage deep and I'm like choking all my shots, and then nanos the target, let's say it's a Zenyatta. The Zenyatta is gonna dish out so much damage onto that Genji, and with the extra durability it's gonna be hard for the Genji to get a kill on the Zen. And if he cannot target swap after having committed that cooldown, that defensive nano is gonna get value, because it's gonna be a 1-0 for a 1-0 trade, and the Genji is most likely going to die while the nano's target is going to live. The defensive nano target, right? So in those cases I think that defensive nano is very valuable, but you also, it's not as good as Overwatch 1 in the sense that it won't always do the trick. Like, ultimates are gonna be, just like I said before, ultimates are gonna be more important to land perfectly, right? You don't have as much room to just waste ultimates by doing them badly in a bad time, or on the wrong person, or trying to turn a fight enemy team is dumping ult onto you, right? Failing to use your ultimates on a good time will be more punishing in Overwatch 2. So if that defensive nano fails, then it's going to be way worse than in Overwatch 1, where nanos are farmed in 30 seconds. Not every nano is going to be farmed in 30 seconds, but nanos can be farmed in 30 seconds. It's a very fast targeting ultimate. In Overwatch 2, nanos are gonna take... They aren't gonna take as long as other ultimates to farm, but they're still gonna take a while to farm. right? So it's a bigger investment and it's a bigger gamble, basically. It can work, but it's a bigger gamble than it is in Overwatch 1. Anything else that you guys wanna bring up to this discussion? I think this has been good, right? Basically, it's been like 18 minutes of theory crafting about Nanoblade and Overwatch 2. It's obviously a great ult combo. It's gonna pound in Overwatch 2. It's just probably not worth the commitment. That's the TLDR, I feel like. I mean, sure, if you do Nanoblade, then the Nano might be better. Like, it's less of a gamble. Like, if you do it wrong, right? It's still, you're not doing one ultimate. It's 2-for-1 ultimate. So you losing that fight as a defensive side is not as bad as just a dry Nano on the neutral. I mean neutral, but the neutral game with an ultimate isn't really neutral, but whatever. The nanoing like that isn't gonna be as big of a gamble, I feel. It has a higher potential, because then if you win that fight, then you use only one ultimate for 2, which is amazing value, especially in Overwatch 2. And it's gonna be less of a risk in case you end up losing that. But it's not as risk-free, let's say, as Overwatch 1, where you can just build another Nano in 30 seconds. Yeah, like with less CC, one less tank, less defensive abilities, and faster paced gameplay, then Blade is gonna be easier to land, just a dry Blade. Actually, I think I'm gonna stop the discussion here. Been 20 minutes of recording. I think this has been pretty good. So yeah. Let me know in the comments what you think about this. See ya! Alright, so I was just recording this. I'm not stopping the stream, by the way. I was just doing the YouTube video outro. Don't be scared about it. I'll kill comp in like 1 second. I just want to check the recording. Nano Blade OW2 discussion. There we go. We're gonna leave this here and then think about it later. What is it? You thought I was ending stream? Is that it? Oh yeah, let's see. Here we have Overwatch. What is the SR of the? Actually, let's just queue. We can see the SR here. 3797. Let's queue DPS for now. Maybe we'll play support later. 3797. I'm excited for the beta. I really hope I get into it, but if I don't, it's not the end of the world. I wonder if, when the beta comes out, I wonder if Overwatch 1 is gonna have like any high-ranked play, or rather, I should say competitive in general, right? Are people gonna still cook for comp when Overwatch 2 beta comes out, or are just people just gonna watch everyone that that has the beta key and is streaming it, like? Because with the Overwatch 2 beta coming closer, there has been some hype and queue times have became shorter for a little while, but I feel like the closer it is getting, I feel like the queue times are starting to get longer. Does that make any sense? To a certain extent it does, because people are like, okay, it doesn't matter, we're gonna get Overwatch 2 beta so close that I don't care anymore about ranked, so yada yada yada. That's a whole other discussion. So I feel like the queues have been like, oh they're going down, oh they're going up, oh they're going down, oh they're going up. Like, it really depends on the player interest at the time. Like, has any new news about Overwatch 2 come out? So like, or if so, we're probably gonna be seeing less players in competitive, or maybe more, depending on it. I have no clue. I don't have a stat tracker to theorize about this kind of stuff. And I don't really care too much whether or not the queue times are a little bit faster or a little bit longer, because I'm just so used to tanking long queues. The small differences like a few minutes don't matter that much to me. Yeah, I was very sad about that, like no Overwatch 2 Genji gameplay on Alpha, but I don't think they make the same mistake in the beta though. I think we're going to be seeing every hero be played in the beta, because that would piss off so many people. It already has pissed off so many people. Like, there's an insane amount of people searching like Overwatch 2 Genji gameplay, and there is nothing. The last thing that we got was from Season 4, the end of Season 4 with like the playtests in Hawaii, I'm pretty sure there was. So it's so long ago, it's like over 6 months old. So it has pissed off so many people already, and I don't think they are gonna keep pissing those people off by not giving any Genji players an access to the beta, like I did in the alpha. Like, that would feel so weird to me. Yeah, like Stylosa, if you search Overwatch 2 Genji, Stylosa's video is the one that shows up, and it's 6 months old. Like, bro, that is just way too long. Bro, so many bangers, one after another. Like, holy. This playlist, now with these new songs I've added, is poppin'. I wanna add some more songs. Like, I'm gonna go look at Celeste, I'm gonna go look at Donkey Kong. If you guys have any suggestions for other games that I could look for soundtrack, just let me know. Like, you can post, you can share music in the Discord if you feel like it, and the general chat. Yeah, I really like that they asked for a bunch of people that play Doom to play in the alpha, because Doom is obviously gonna be a big thing. Like, people wanna see the new tank Doom, so they called in Doom specialists and stuff, and they have done really cool things. So I really like that, but I feel like they should have had at least one person for every hero, because yeah, right? Especially if it's a hero as big as Genji. Like, the shorts for the Dragon's short, animated short for Overwatch, was so big. It has millions and millions and millions and millions of views. Even on like just translated languages have millions of views. it's insane. Like if you pick all of that up, it's probably gonna be like close to 100 million views. It's crazy how popular that is. Genji is one of the most popular characters in Overwatch, so it's really crazy to think that they didn't ask for any Genji specialist to be in the Overwatch 2 alpha making Genji gameplay. It is weird. Also, I really need to look at the YouTube moderation settings. Live stream automod, because automod has just been going crazy lately. I hate it. I hate it. It's just like picking up random things that are completely harmless to just hold for review. It's so weird. Are you referring to Hanan's question, Genji noob? It's only a few, as he said. I don't keep track really of what happens in Overwatch in like Brazil, even though I live here, because I feel like it's a small community, at least nowadays. And like, since I don't queue on that, like I just Q&A, I don't care too much really about what happens here. But if in Overwatch 2, if Overwatch 2 becomes very big, I would be very happy, because that would probably mean that I'm gonna actually be able to queue for highest star games in South America instead of having to queue NA, right? So that would be cool. Because the biggest problem right now is that smaller communities, so like Australia is also another place where you hear a few people going like, yeah, you could queue for an hour to get a high ranked competitive experience, but it's not worth it. We're just gonna VPN or firewall and switch regions to another place to just play there, 180 ms, 200, like Frogger does it, for example. He rarely plays with low ping. He usually just tanks it up, because otherwise he's just tanking crazy long queues, you know? One pro player and a few casual. I feel like that is only fair, right? I feel like they want to represent all communities. It's hard because there are so many. Like there are different languages. There's like like, I don't know. They want everyone to feel represented, right? They want to be like, oh hey, I'm a trans gamer, let's say, like, or I'm a woman gamer, right? Those and many others are types of people that will. Let me just. This is way too loud right now. There are lots of smaller communities inside this big community, right? Like most gaming in general is like a space that is mostly dominated by men, which is honestly very bad. It's a very outdated thing, right? Where people feel like and say stupid things like women can't aim and they don't know how to play games and they should go back to kitchen. Like, there are so many stupid things that people say just because of your gender that it's insane, right? And Overwatch has done a decent job at it, considering that it has some variety in its cast for LGBTQ and whatnot, right? So that people from less represented communities feel like they have a place, right? But what was my train of thought? I feel like that is a little bit hard for Blizzard to do, especially in an alpha where they just want to call not too many people, because the more they do, the bigger the chances of leaks, and leaks did happen. Not too many, but leaks did happen, right? So I feel like it's hard for them to just be like, oh hey, we're gonna have a representative of every single country, language, and every type of community and whatnot. So I feel like slip-ups are fine in the alpha, not in the beta though. Not in the beta. I just started character channel, planning again to improve for OW2. I mean, you have come to the right place. First off, thanks for subbing, No Nano, and second, I'm gonna be making a lot of Overwatch educational content when Overwatch 2 releases. I'm really looking forward to it. If you want Overwatch 1 educational content, I do have some, and I can do VOD reviews if you want. You just need to join my Discord and we can talk better there. Genji having 2 dashes. I can read your long comment later. I just got a game, but what is my opinion on 2 dashes? I think that 2 dashes is bad. They have Widow care. I mean, like, I think that 2 dashes is bad. Like the same way that we already had an experiment for 2 dashes, right? Okay, please don't die, Mercy. Thank you.
God, don't die.
Stop choking, please. Oh, they peeled for the Zen. Fuck. Okay, I need to focus on the game, not just on talking. But yeah, let me go over talks quickly. We did get to test experimental for 2 dashes when Jake did the changes, right? Jake, Overwatch League Pro, was able to do DPS changes in the experimental, right? I feel like that is bad, because it makes the character basically unpunishable. That makes... We don't know grapple above points. Oh, she dropped. I thought that she was top. Yeah, we really need to kill the Widow, especially when it's the Smurf. I don't know. The thing is, even if you put dash to 25 damage, 2 dashes is still better than 1 because of mobility. If Genji has 2 dashes, he has more mobility than Tracer while also having deflect, wall climb, double jump. It's just like insane how much you could do with that mobility.
Kill the hog here.
Oh my god. My Winston is dead to the Widow without diving.
We're on top.
I really hope he doesn't get 2 dashes, because it makes him barely unpunishable, it makes him kind of dumb, like it lowers his skill ceiling and skill floor, which is bad. I feel like you want characters to have a higher skill ceiling, not a lower one. You know? But yeah, let me focus on this game a little bit, because I want to win, and this is gonna be tough, I feel. And then I can reach out. I don't know how time works in this, so I cannot say what percentage there's gonna be for sides to fall off. I think she's left side, I don't think she's... Can you nail Genji here? Do you see me?
Lost one.
I think we just stall points until I'm back. I really needed my Ana to go ahead and pick me, but I don't know if she had sight on me, like if she was scared of Widow. I'm almost back, I can dash above points. 3, 2, 1, I'm going. Where is the Widow? Where is she? She just hard left. Oh, she left to the team. Oh my god, the PO is insane to the backline. This is a rough game.
Okay, we can't play that. I can't do anything.
Best
I feel like I need to micromanage this team if I want to win.
I don't think Genji provide enough
score.
boom. No, enough damage first.
We literally just need to dive the backline. Zen and Widow are so free. This is that simple. It's not about our picks, our comp is a good comp. Literally just about calming and getting the Widow, killing the Widow, and we go from there.
I mean, what's the upside? You had a Nanoblade to kill Soldier.
I mean, I didn't have too much space with the tanks, we just stayed passive and gave value to the Zen and the Widow for playing slow. That's the thing, if we play fast they don't get as much value. It's not about
If
picks
you need
here.
all the help in the world to kill a Zen or a Widow.
No, I'm
you
saying
can't
that we're
do
playing
shit.
slow, I'm not saying that I need help, I'm saying we're playing slow. We need to just play fast, myself included. I'm not blaming the others here. Yeah, like, you see, this is a team I need to micromanage if we need to win. Go in, they're low, they're low, they're low. Like, I get a massive deflect there.
The objective
I'm walled off, Genji.
Like, the kid is 20% on ult with Tracer and the kid is talking about
Where's
me.
one?
It's just so dumb. Like,
We don't have.
literally, I waited the cooldown on the Fire Strike to deflect it. I do the dash, I have like 150 AoE damage on the enemy team. We need to push in. What does our team do? Wait. Give value to the Widow, give value to the Mei that already has used wall and done nothing with it. Right. It's gonna be hard for me to actually win this game if I don't just purely frag out on my own. I think that our Tracer has got the Widow, I mean the Moira. No. This is just an L. Literally just an L. We need a Lucio if we're gonna play Rush, and when we're playing dive we needed to play fast.
Genji for a Reaper or something.
I'm not gonna bother with someone that does not know what they're talking about. This is literally just an L. And you guys can see this. I killed the Widow, I forced the Fade on the Moira. I ended up misplaying my... I ended up hard misplaying my Blade, right? But the thing is, my tanks are not pushing in. The Mercy just doesn't get enough passive value because we're not playing a poke comp, we're playing either Rush or Dive, right? So in general, we just get outvalued by them by playing slow, and we're playing slow. That's basically the issue here. And my team does not understand that they need to play fast, so we just take the L. It literally does not matter what I pick here. I could pick Reaper, we still wouldn't be winning. I could pick Torb, I could pick Hanzo, it does not matter which pick I pick. We would be default losing every time while our team doesn't know how to play. Like, this is just an insanely one-sided match here. At least this gives me a good chance to look at chat. But chat, we had zero chance here. Zero chance. And I can VOD review these people later. So let me go back. Wendy is, yeah, not that one, Nemo, not that one. that one, I would only be able to win if I could get a 5-minute pause pre-round. And then, during that 5-minute pause, I would need my team to actually listen to me, right? And then they would be like, I would explain to them why we need to play fast and why the picks don't matter as much as the way we're playing. And then if it enters their brains, then we can actually do something in there, right? But there it was just like, actually, we're playing wrong, but it's the fault of the Genji, right? It's obviously the fault of the Genji, because I see Genji, I blame Genji. It's just like that person had like had their brain shut in a little shell, like no arguments are gonna enter it, but they're gonna just speak whatever they want. The thing is, I think that even if they nerfed damage to 10, even if they did 10 damage dashes, 2 dashes are better than 1. Simply because of that mobility, simply because he would die so much less because of it, right? He would have, he would be way more less punishable. He would basically be able to do whatever he wants. He can animation cancel more often, which is one of the biggest things, right? Genji is most effective at close range, but most of the time he is limited on the time at which he can be close range. With 2 dashes, he can go in, not get a kill, and go out without having to worry, right? About whether or not he's going to perform. So he gets more uptime close by having more dashes. The dash damage doesn't matter as much as the amount of charges, right? That's a big thing I feel like for lower ranked Genji players, and why I really want to do a dash guide next. Like, dash damage is good, but most of the time it's bait. Most of the time you want to use the dash for mobility, because landing your shuriken damage is better than just landing your dash damage and then just dying and being out of position, right? That's how I feel about dash, and like one of the biggest things that makes the lower rank Genji's feed like, oh, they see a big clump of enemies, dash through, wow, big damage, they die. What now? If they use that dash for mobility and like path correctly, they can be close range behind the enemy team, shuriken, big damage, the enemy team turns at you, tries to do something, you dash through or dash away, and boom, you're still in the fight, right? Like that cycle of the dash is very important to know how to do, and most of the time just going for pure damage is going to be bait. Yeah, Zoodles, you ended up missing it, I did it. Before the last game, I'm gonna be turning it into a video. I will probably release it tomorrow. I really want to release this soon, because it's just theory, and Overwatch beta is gonna be coming out on the 26th, so like in 2 days, so I'll probably just releasing that edit tomorrow. So I'll be finishing this stream, going to sleep, waking up tomorrow, making a thumbnail for that video, editing that video, posting it, and probably going to stream after lunch. That's probably gonna be what I'm gonna be doing. So I'm gonna be just doing like content no stop for like 12 hours. I mean, obviously with normal stops for a human, right? Sleeping, eating, stuff like that, but I'm basically just gonna be turbo making content for from now on to basically the beta. Yeah, a lot of people see Genji as a blade bot, which is just, I feel like, a trap, because it's very easy to see like, ooh, Blade often gets a lot of kills, and Nanoblade is good, wow, Genji must be an outbot because I can't get value on his base kit. But in reality that is just you being bad, that's not Genji being a Blade bot. And honestly, when you reach high ranks, it's not as much as you being bad. It's gonna be the higher you climb, the harder it is for you to find value on Genji's base kit. And that also goes for the Blade, but less so, especially with the Nano, right? But the high ranked Genjis, they aren't there because they farm ultimate fast, Nanoblade, win every fight. No, you're gonna see that 99% of Genjis, and I really want to see you name a Genji on high rank that is dog shit at his base kit, but amazing at Nanoblade and just plays like a Blade bot and is actually high ranked, like GM consistently. Because from my experience, the only Genjis that stay in high rank are the ones that have really good mechanics and are playing smart, and they can use his base kit effectively and get kills without Blade. The Blade is the cherry on top, especially with Nano, but his base kit, you really have to make stuff with it. Maybe some games you're gonna frag out a lot, but some games you're gonna not do that so much. You're gonna have to follow up on your team. Your team might be the one fragging, you might be just assisting or just looking for duos a lot and annoying your backline. Maybe it won't pop off as much, but you're still gonna be doing a lot with your base kit, right? Be it the enemy attention, baiting resources, yada yada yada. Yeah, that's one of the main things that is going to make Blade better, right? What No Nano says. Tanks denying Genji are one of the biggest things that prevent a Genji from doing stuff. Like, the Genji is hard committing most of the engagements, right? He dashes in for the kill. And if the Diva turns around and deface matrix that person and people kill Genji and he's alone, boom, there he goes. But if there isn't that tank there to peel, then Genji might get assassination and get a dash out, right? But that's also why I feel like Genji really needs to play smart, not just be like, oh, I dash in, I one shot or two shot someone and dash out because my mechanics are good, because in reality, most of the time the enemy team is not going to allow you to use those mechanics to carry, because the enemy team can just go to a character that you basically can't one-shot, like they can play Mei, for example. Sure, you can one-shot 250 HP characters, but it's so tough. 200 HP is already tough, 250 is even harder, right? So, most of the time, if you can set up through pathing and be able to use your dash either to commit or to go out, is way better than committing your dash in. In Overwatch 2, it's gonna be less so because of less defensive capabilities, more fast-paced combat, more room for skilled players to make plays, but I still think that there is gonna be a lot of value in flanking and non-committal playstyle where you play smart, and if you have the opportunity, you go for the kill. If you don't, you don't. You get out, right? Tracer got nerfed on her damage. Reaper also got his damage nerfed, from what I know. Why Nanoblade will be bad? The quick rundown is, Nanoblade won't be bad on its own. Nanoblade will be easier to land than in Overwatch 1 because of less CC. It's simply that the value won't be worth it, right? The value on Nanoblade won't be worth it because 2CP is gone, and 2CP is the biggest place where Nanoblade gets value, breaking into powerful defenses and getting a team wipe to be able to capture ticks, right, without enemy team coming back, and basically you're playing versus zombies where it's like endless waves of enemies coming out of spawn, right? Hybrid is gonna be the biggest thing that... Hybrid first point is the biggest place where Nanoblade is gonna get value in Overwatch 2, and if it's the first point, you're not snowballing with Nanoblade, which is also another thing that is really good with Nanoblade. The first point is gonna take a while for you to farm Blade, so Nanoblade is gonna have less value. You're probably just better off using Nano in someone else and just winning the fight that way. Landing ultimates is gonna be more important, like you need to land those ultimates because there are gonna be less coming online. You probably can win fights with just Nano or just Blade because of less CC and stuff like that, so this is the TLDR. It was like a 20-minute discussion, which I'm gonna be editing and posting tomorrow, so if you wanna wait for that, sure. If you're not, you can just go back to the VOD and look for it. But yeah, that is basically why I feel like Nanoblade is gonna be bad. It's not gonna be because Nanoblade is not gonna get value, it's because the value is not gonna be worth the investment. Yo, what up, Get Paused On? How are you doing? Yo, what up? Bloxins, how are you doing? I think it's possible that the devs add chill dashes, but I think it's a dumb thing for them to do. It basically makes Genji unpunishable. It makes it lowers his skill ceiling and skill floor. So I really just feel like chill dashes is not the way to go with Genji. That would basically make him a better tracer. A better tracer and then launch, I feel like. Like, the power level of Genji would go through the roof with double dash, even if you nerf the damage a lot. Because landing your shurikens is more important than you doing a little bit of damage with the dash, right? If you have dash do 10 damage and then you land 90 damage with your shurikens close range, like, what does it matter if the dash is doing like 50 or 10 or 25, right? It doesn't matter as much as you landing that close range cleave with the secondary fire. Not cleave, but yeah, you get it. Sigma Ball, Tracer, Zen, I think? Soldier. Prison Voice, everyone. Already burned shield. Oh,
Tracer's on low.
I got deleted. Holy crap, and we're down one support. Last time I get game cancels, I don't want to play 2 CP. I really don't want to play 2 CP. Please cancel, please cancel, please cancel, please cancel. The team is holding well for this, but...
Yeah.
Tracer's sleeping on me.
I don't think I can get there in time.
Oh, thank God.
I think that the game cancelled. Yeah, what up, guy 2? How are you doing? Oh yeah, the game cancelled. Yeah, landing. I feel like having good usage is gonna matter more in Overwatch 2 simply because there are gonna be less ults online. So the people that land the better ultimates and only use the ones that they need is gonna be more important. At least that's how I feel. It could end up being less important, but I feel like it's gonna be more important because less ults means and ults being very effective and less things being there to just like stop ultimates from being good, like 2 shields and immortality field being protected by those 2 shields and yada yada yada, right? I feel like ultimates are just in general gonna be more effective. Are we really playing Bap Moira? DPS practice. What is... Please don't tell me it's a DPS Moira on the backline. Actually, you know what? If it is, I don't care too much. If we have a secondary like main healer, then it could be fine, especially if the Moira helps me get limbs. Am I gonna do VOD? It depends how I feel. If the kills end up being too long later at the night, I might do it, but I still don't know. I only have your VOD so far. I can check Discord later to see if someone else wants to do VOD. Also, with Overwatch 2 so close, I feel like I don't know if the VOD is as important. Sure, I know that VOD reviews are good and stuff, but I feel like the value of it is lessened the closer the Overwatch 2 beta is, and it's only 2 days away, so I feel like maybe, and I haven't decided on this yet, maybe it would be better to wait for Overwatch 2 to release and see how many people are gonna be in the beta, you know? I could be wrong on that, but I feel like the best thing to do is to just wait. Oh my god, I was so greedy with Deflect, I was waiting for him to fire strike. Nice picks.
Winnable, winnable.
I got excited.
What are you doing, Tracer? Just staggering. To get more clutches, I feel like that could be an interesting video. You're gonna have to remind me to add that to my notes after this game. Does that sound good? Guys, I feel like that is a very good topic for a video. Oh my god, that boop onto the trap was very good. Oh, rip. We don't have a shield and is low. Zarya 1. I feel like we can hold this. Nice. Zarya's gonna maybe farm, but we're gonna be coming back soon. If our team just doesn't die here, and good thing is that the Hog's alive because it has self-sustain.
Oh, I need help.
Oh shit. Beat. Ah, I pulled out Blade because I wanted to kill Diana. To confirm the kill after she naded. And then they beat. Plus the Echo just came back and melted me. And the Zarya peeled, so it ended up being terrible. Very unfortunate. I'm gonna be the one that needing to deal with the Echo here.
Okay.
Oh, that bubble was so clutch. And the Echo is warm. Not anymore, but unlucky. It is out. That Echo turbo fitting. Oh my god. I really wish we didn't have this comp. Like, Diva Sigma is not a good tank comp. Moira Bap is not a good support comp. Genji Junk is not a good DPS comp. I feel like maybe I just swap. Yeah, what up, Nautilus? I'm not gonna actually bother with this. I'm just gonna play Tracer. I could play. No, I can't really play Soldier because of how hard I would get those. Oh my god, no! Oh my god, thank you for the time. What's happening with my tracking? I have not warmed up my tracking at all here. No, Genji is definitely better in Overwatch 2. I think Nanoblade is gonna be worse, but not because Nanoblade in itself is gonna be bad. If you wanna hear the discussion, it is at the start of the VOD, like 20 minutes in. I think so, like around that. But you can just wait for tomorrow when I will edit and post the video.
I had a drop. Hey, Ryan's on the ground. Drop. Where I need help, you.
Dude, there's someone card.
Help me too.
My bad. I ran was not.
Yeah, I couldn't get up
Alright.
there.
Oh, whoa! There's a Tracer here. What? Can we chat in a bit? I feel like I'm not paying enough attention to these games, at least for the skill I currently have. Ah. Rip. I feel like I'm not playing well enough to be able to chat while I'm playing. Oh, don't kill me! Ooh, this is a rough outfight.
Oh no, come on. Honest and mini.
My recall didn't go off. I pressed it. Look at my ping. What is that? What is that? I'm 200 with packet loss. So my thing didn't go off.
Nice, on the Yeah, no beat.
Oh, he shattered me.
Echo one. Echo one.
Bro, that ping really screwed me over because I would have killed the Echo.
Actually, he had a nasty shatter. 180 ping.
I wonder if I stay Tracer or I just go Tarb on this ping. Bro, I'm dropping frames like crazy. I hate this. Please stop doing this. So stupid.
An Echo high ground.
So stupid. Oh, I blinked into a wall because my flick didn't register because of ping. Ugh. Stupid internet. Why does this happen to me so often? What is wrong? I hate this.
You should have.
Don't wanna die here for free. Where's Tracer? Yeah, it stood still. If I walk backwards, my Bap's dead. Stream dying? Yeah, very much so. Holy, 2% dropped
Run.
frames. Good thing that my team is doing well here.
That was a fat trap, bro.
Nice, good shit.
Time to move to a new state. If only I could. I really wish I could. Oh, pause jump. Gonna stop? No? Aww. Bro, what is happening?
Prepare to attack. Select your hero.
Karku's opinion there was really just bad, I feel like, on Genji being D tier. I don't think Genji is D tier. I think he is definitely like mid B or low A on OW2 by default, simply because of the game being faster paced, like CC, skill being more rewarding. I feel like Genji cannot really be a horrible pick, like Karku said. That is such a bronze take, in my opinion, to just say like, oh, Genji is only good for Nanoblade, so considering that we're gonna see less ultimates in Overwatch, Genjis are obviously the worst here in the game. Like, to me that is just such a horrible take. I didn't expect to hear that from Karku. Boss jump? Boss jump? Being back to normal? This game is playable again? Maybe? I don't know where I would want to live. I'm back to 200 MS. No. I hate this. Ooh, if my shurikens land, that Echo is dead. And I blame ping. And my shuriken buffer didn't work. Holy, I'm losing so many frames, it's insane. It's actually painful. It actually hurts my very soul to be going through this right now. That's post bomb. I feel like this Tracer is playing way too aggro. Yeah. Like, I'm no ra- What is this? Brick one, brick one.
Nice, nice.
Dude, you're swinging at 1 HP, bro.
Circuits engaged. Diva.
Really want to blade here very soon. I don't know if they have shatter. They probably do. Really need a top up. Run one, run one.
I'm your chaser.
Bro, I have 0 bitrate. What is happening? Oh, I'm killing stuff on ping. Apparently I carried. Even though I don't know what is happening.
I keep getting slapped.
Poor baby diva. Does she live? She lives! Yeah, be scared, Tracer. Be scared of the 200 MS Genji. Debated. Not actually going here.
Diva's inting. Upper bat.
Where's the one? Where's the one? That is a weird bomb. Oh, big!
Oh, shit.
Oh, the heals. She's getting healed. I didn't know. Oh, nice. Winnable! I've lost 20k frames. Oh, we're not killing him. Echo half, echo. Oh.
Copy.
Echo first, echo first.
I need help, I'm sleeping.
Mercy. Don't tell me I know Ragnar melee.
Oh my.
Winnable.
Big! Bro, how are we doing this? How are we doing this on this ping? I'm so weirded. Our junk is hard carrying. Are we back yet? I'm seeing crazy bitrate, but I'm still seeing loss. Bro, I'm no ragging in his face.
Echo.
The payload is approaching its destination.
GG's.
Good stuff, guys.
Oh, holy shit, what is happening to my frames? What is happening to my frames? Hello, is there anyone here? Is the stream still alive? Is it still alive or has it stopped existing? That's what I'm wondering right now. Like, holy. Like the bitrate is going like this. So sometimes it sounds like it should be good, but it's still in the red. It's still showing like the connection is very bad. I feel like, I don't know, like to me, this type of stuff, it could be the internet provider just being Pepega at times, but also it, I mean, I don't know too much info about the DOS, but I have had very weird games where like it was fine, and then during game ping spikes, and then after game it stops, which probably is the DOS, right? I don't think this case on very high latency, losing bitrate like crazy, but yeah. Let me actually screenshot this. Look at this. I'm gonna send this on Discord. Look at how many frames I have lost. Look at how many frames I've lost. And it's going up! The amount of frames I have lost is going up. It's quite insane, really. I feel like, unfortunately, I'm gonna give this like 1 more minute. If it still is like this, I'm gonna have to end stream, and I'm sorry about it. I was really looking forward to playing too. Like we had such a good discussion, a lot of new faces around here. Like, and then just like, oh my god, my bitrate is dying, and the stream is unwatchable, and I can't play the game because half the stuff I do no rise. It's just so annoying to be held hostage by internet problems. But yeah, like, there's nothing you can do really, just wait and go another time. Okay, the stream looked like it was gonna end for a second, but now it is actually receiving some info, so it's gonna keep going, but yeah. I really hope that this kind of stuff goes away the moment that I swap my cabling inside the wall to Cat 6, because connecting from my router directly to my PC with a Cat 6 cable does give me gigabit internet. So that does show that the cabling inside the wall is damaged in some way, shape or form. So I'm gonna be swapping that cable, with help obviously, inside the wall to Cat 6, so that I do get gigabit speeds, and maybe the cable is the thing that is causing all of this packet loss too. Or maybe it's just like a bad time of the day. It does happen, but I do feel like it happens too often. I do feel like this Pepega internet does happen way too often. So I might complain up to my ISP. Like to my internet provider. I don't know if it's ISP or just IP, like. Theoretically it's internet provider, but I don't know what would the S stand for. Am I crazy saying that internet provider is ISP? But yeah, the bitrate, like it shows bitrate that I don't have right now. It shows me having 11,000 bitrate. And I'm losing frames. Yeah, no. I'm actually, let me do one thing before it. Let me do an internet speed test before I end stream. Because I wanna see the speed that it shows, and I wanna see if how much packet loss I have, if I do have any. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. What about VOD? If you mean VOD review, wait, I'm sorry, I cannot even stream the way it is. It's on the green. It's on the green. I was going to say, it makes no sense for my internet measurement to be fine and me be losing just crazy frames on stream, but now it seems to be fine. I don't know how far back you were, so I highly recommend to refresh, and because yeah, to just update to the most recent, right? Good luck trying to play Overwatch. Thing is, this kind of internet problem doesn't happen that often. Usually it's just like a little bit of packet loss. I mean, not packet loss, bitrate loss here and there. And the new cable is hopefully gonna fix most of the internet problems, but this kind of stuff is still so annoying. Like, no, my PC handles this kind of stuff completely fine. The bitrate is internet related, just totally internet related, and I just have to hope that the new cable and stuff is just fine. But like, I just waited a little bit and now the internet is good, but who knows if it's not gonna go bad again, you know? Like, that is very annoying. Like, how long was that? Like, that went on for almost 15 minutes. That is just so annoying. So yeah, I'm not gonna keep comp with an internet unstable like this. So I'm actually just gonna do the VOD review. Let me see if anyone sent a VOD on Discord, and if not, I'm just gonna do the one that I have from him. Yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything new. Does not seem like there's anything new. So we're gonna be doing Henang's VOD review. Last I knew of, your masters. You're probably still masters, right? Because I'm pretty sure you were climbing. Is that right, Henang? Master. Keeps kicking you out of live? I have no clue. I'm legitimately clueless on that. Maybe try refreshing the stream or closing and just reopening, but I guess if it is kicking you, then you're just constantly going out and back on. But now that the bitrate seems to have stabilized, then it should be fine. Or maybe your comments are just from like a long time ago. Gotcha. Yo, what up, Really Mantis? How are you doing? You're officially a silver genji? How much time do you have on him? Blizzard Worlds. That is your bot, right? How many accounts do you have? Is this your VOD, Hernan? I don't remember. You told me to review the second code. I only put the first code in here. I don't see a Genji. Are you by any chance just like Necros in here? Real Necros? Nah. Real Necros would never play Cassidy. Tragic, really? Not really. I don't think that it's tragic to be silver with 125 hours. Like, let me go back. Let's see how many hours I have in this game when I was silver. First season I played 25 hours on my main, then 10, 9, 8, like, this is a lot of hours. And I played silver, went out to bronze, climbed a bit, like, there is no reason to rank shame yourself. No reason at all. First of all, people have different goals when they play, right? So, obviously in competitive you should be trying. You should not be throwing or anything like that, but like, you shouldn't be like, oh hey, if I'm not GM, if I'm not the rank that I wanna be, let's say my goal is diamond and I'm silver, I'm not happy. No, you should be happy if you're having fun in the game. That's the biggest thing in video games, right? Are you having fun? If so, then that's good. If you're playing a competitive game mode and you're not having fun and you wanna have fun, maybe you need to be more skilled, or maybe you just need to chill out and play quick play or try to looking for a team and having fun that way. Like, I played in a tournament a little bit ago, I just posted a video recently about it, and it was really fun and it was competitive, although it isn't like the ranked experience. You have a team that is trying and there's nothing to lose, it literally just is for fun. And I mean, sure, you do wanna win, right? But it is only for fun. It's not like you're gonna get flamed for losing. There aren't the same stakes. It's not like you're gonna lose a SAR and stuff like that. It's just for fun. Most of the time. People can have different goals, but fun is the most important thing in video games in general, right? Used to be diamond years ago. That's rough. What happened then? Did you just, did you main a different character, or did you just get washed? Like, what happened to you? You're climbing a big Genji noob? What rank are you right now? Yeah, bitrate seems stable as of now. As for heals every second. But yeah, like, I started off low, then I was mid, and then I started climbing, and then I hit the big ranks, you know? Oh, 350 SR is already pretty big. You're almost in plats. Congrats. Ranking up with friends is good. I mean, ranking up with friends can be bad because you aren't gonna be... Let's say you have a teammate that is playing bad and it's one of your friends. You're not gonna be toxic to your friend, right? You're playing there for fun. It's good for the fun factor, right? Sometimes, and this is one of the sad things, like I used to duo queue with an RL friend in gold, and at some point I just ended up needing to play solo because it's not that we didn't have the synergy that was required. We didn't main something yet. We were just newbies to the game, playing competitive and being clueless on what to do. So when I ended up grinding this game way more than he did, we ended up needing to part ways competitive a lot, right? So that I could end up climbing and we can't queue anymore unless we queue quick play and stuff, which we do from time to time. Also sometimes I VOD review him and stuff, and he is getting some more ranks, but he isn't the most competitive guy in the world. Maybe that changes in Overwatch 2, maybe he doesn't. He's more of a Minecraft guy and stuff like that. But yeah, let me do this. Dan accounts whole. I mean, that's good to hear. So you lost a SAR, but you're still enjoying the game, and most importantly, you didn't lose as far like, oh, I'm playing well and I fell from diamond to silver, which is a rough drop, right? Sometimes that happens. Like, I dropped season 23. I dropped from 4.2k to 3.3. It doesn't show here, but I dropped 900 SR. Like, that was rough. I made some very poor decisions at that time. Like, I had started to grind NA for some time, and then I went back to playing on low ping, and it was so bad because the game is so different. I was waiting 1 hour per queue, I was not warming up while in queue, it was Hog Zarya meta, like so many bad things, and then I just ended up D-ranking. But that kind of stuff happens. Oh, sorry. Wait, I didn't unmute myself? I'm in the music. If you want the playlist that I made, just exclamation mark playlist. This song in particular, and honestly just like 1/8 of this playlist is from QUMU, really good artist that makes remixes of lots of games, but mostly like Nintendo, I feel like. I don't remember non-Nintendo games that I made. I made some, I mean, sure, Celeste, I think so, yeah. He made some, what is it? Not a solo, it's like, they made their own music, like, with inspirations from some video game music like Celeste. But, so it's not only remixes, but I highly recommend this artist. Really, really good stuff. And we all go, yeah. That's a really good mentality, Mantis. Really, really good mentality to have. And I really wish that more people would be like you are. Like, the rank doesn't matter, I'm here for the fun, I'm here with the friends, I'm here to improve, you know? But yeah, if you wanna improve, I'm gonna be making lots of Genji content in OW2. I already have some guides, like, I'm really proud of my Blade guide, we worked on that for some months. I'm gonna be making a dash guide. I really wanna make a dash guide, I really wanna make lots of stuff, really. I'm really looking forward to the beta. And also you can just always just ask me questions in when I stream. I try to stream every day. But if I can't, I will let you know in the Discord, so if you wanna join that, I can make my socials. If you have questions, just feel free to hit me up on live. Like, I try my best to answer everything. At the time, sometimes I can't because of games being chaotic. But also, if you want a VOD review, I do those for free, so you can just hit me up with a VOD and we will discuss. Like, usually I try to do those on the weekends. Yes, Genji is definitely gonna be a lot better in Overwatch 2, because the game is gonna be faster paced, right? The game is gonna have less stuns, so all of those things are gonna be good for Genji. Like, skill is gonna matter a lot more, because like they're removing really the stuff that anyone can go. Like, okay, I pick Brig, I hold shield close to my Zen, the Genji dive, I bash, he dead. Like, this kind of stuff isn't going to really exist so much in Overwatch 2. You're gonna have to work to get value, you're not gonna be able to get passive value. And all of that kind of stuff is gonna be really good for Genji. Genji's gonna be able to, as long as you have the skill, you're gonna be able to put in the work. It's not like in live where you can have the skill and if the enemy team picks, well, most of your value is negated, unless you're a god. What tanks I play? First off, welcome to the stream, Anim. What tanks I play? Let's see, what tanks have I played the most? I've swapped which tanks I've played. I mained Ball for a long time, but if I could play competitively at a high level on low ping, I would play more Reinhardt. Absolutely, because I spent a lot of time learning the theory behind him, and I ended up being very good at him to a certain extent. I reached gem on him on high ping, which can be very rough for Reinhardt, because you're basically blocking shatters is non-existent on reaction. Like, and I'm a not god like LH Cloudy, so I cannot expect to play at a super high level on high ping on Reinhardt. I can only really do that with a character I main for a long time, which is like Genji, and even then it's rough, or a character that are less affected by ping like Ball. But I realistically can play most tanks. I played good Zarya, I feel like, for a long time. Zarya is not that hard if for DPS players at least, if they have the game sense. That's a good. That's a reason why like the Friends in Sinatra were like the best Zaryas in GOAT's era, because they were DPS players that were coached to have the game sense on Zarya, and then Zarya just becomes a fat DPS basically with more HP and better utility. I can play Sigma to a decent level. I would used to play old Orisa really good. I feel like I kind of know how to play new Orisa. And new Orisa I mean like nerfed Orisa, not Overwatch 2 Orisa. Roadhog and Div are probably my worst tanks, but I can flex on tank mostly, so if you have questions about those, if you have like a VOD review for tank, I can do that. When I ask questions about tank, my tank pick is 4318? Yeah, 4318, so I feel like I know my stuff on tank. Also, Henan, sorry I'm taking so long with your VOD. Just been talking to chat a lot. Are you still here or not? Because I know you said you needed to sleep soon or something like that. So are you still here? If not, I cannot ask questions, but if you want, I can do your VOD while you're here, so you can ask questions and stuff. And if not, I can do it anyways, and you just watch back. But I would rather know, like, what is your preference? Do you have to go to sleep and you would rather watch it live or what? You know. To die to ping? Yeah, that is bad. Nah, don't worry about it, really, Mantis. That's just me being a newbie streamer. Like, I've only been streaming for a month now that I've switched from Twitch to YouTube, and when I streamed to Twitch, it was like over a year ago, and I didn't stream that seriously. Like, I'm still getting accustomed to streaming. I feel a lot better, and I feel comfortable streaming. But it's not like I know the best chat management to content ratio that I should be doing. Yeah, I do. I try to stream every day, NM. Thank you for the follow. I mean, there is no follow on YouTube. You probably mean subscribe, right? I try to stream every day. If you wanna know when I can't, I do this, I like warn people if I'm gonna stream or not, usually ahead of time on my Discord, so !socials for that. If you wanna know those things ahead of time, but yeah, usually I try to stream every day. I don't usually do night streams, but I usually do them like usually I start them like 2 PM GM3 -3 or 5 PM GM3 -3 and go for like 3-4 hours, but sometimes I do like longer streams. I feel like when Overwatch 2 launches, and if I get into the Overwatch 2 beta, I'm gonna try to do a lot more streams, like longer streams, because I'm gonna be very hyped for that and I want to pump out content for it. But yeah, you can expect me live basically every single day. Too much Twitch in your life? That is completely fine. Twitch was the dominant streaming platform for a long time, and I feel like it still is, but YouTube is catching up, and quickly, because Twitch is stagnant, YouTube isn't. YouTube is like adding gifted memberships soon. It was an alpha, and that was like months ago. I don't know if gifted memberships are already a thing, but they said they were gonna do those this year, and like YouTube is stepping up their streaming game while Twitch is stagnant and just doing polemic change after polemic change and making it like grabbing more revenue for the platform, not for the streamer, with stuff like having the viewers pay instead of paying the streamer to help them be able to do that for a living. pay Twitch to promote their streamer because their visibility is so bad, their discoverability is so bad in that platform. Like, it's so stupid. So YouTube, although YouTube isn't yet known for being a streaming platform, with big names coming over from Twitch to YouTube, it's gonna become bigger and bigger, and Twitch is over time gonna lose out if they don't do anything, which they aren't doing for years. That really warms my heart, really meant it. I like those types of comments. They might not sound like the biggest thing in the world, but they really do make the difference, right? Like, and that translates to Overwatch as well in game. There was one day that I started streaming that the first game of the day I popped off and my Ana said good job Genji, and that made me really happy. So even though my few next game had toxic teammates and just were bad in general, I didn't mind sticking through it because of that simple thing, that person telling me I did a good job, that really does make the difference. If all you hear is negative stuff, in game it can be hard to just stick through the tough times, but hearing this kind of stuff really just does make me really happy and makes me stick through the tough Overwatch times and try to push through. Even though I'm on 180 MS, I'm playing Genji on high elo, which is usually rough, people flame you for picking him. Even if you're playing well, and I'm trying to deliver you the best educational content I can. So yeah, that really does help me, and I thank you for the compliment. Isn't Boss Simulator? Alright, we're gonna do it now. I'm sorry for the wait. You're playing Cassidy on Blizzard World. Blizzard World is an interesting map. I like Genji on defense here on first point. It really depends on how well your team plays, but I feel like you have quite a lot of agency on Genji to play alone, although the packs are weird. It's not like you're gonna be able to rotate to packs alone if your team doesn't help you. I feel like Genji has lots of big plays to make on defense by being able to jump over this fence and just drop behind the enemy team whenever he wants, just being so close. Like, he is completely safe here, and boom, backline, boom, I can dash through, I can do whatever I want, you know? It really just feels like a really good point to defend with Genji, which is why I find it interesting that you're choosing Cassidy here. And it seems like both are just playing for a brawl, basically, both teams. Yeah, Genji is rough. Genji mains have had it rough basically for the entirety of Overwatch. Like, please tell me a hero that has had it worse than Genji. Bastion? Yeah, maybe Bastion has had it worse, but I wouldn't doubt Bastion having seen more play in Overwatch League than Genji. I really wouldn't doubt it, because there was a time where Bastion was meta in Overwatch League with like a really weird sim Bastion cheese comp. I think that the Dallas Fuel ran really well, like the Shock also did it on the finals, I'm pretty sure. There was just a lot of weird times where Bastion was played in Overwatch League, and I don't really remember Genji being played in Overwatch League. To be fair, I did miss Season 1, I was not playing Overwatch when Season 1 of Overwatch League existed, but at least I think so. But yeah. Let's see what you do here on Cassidy. Last time I reviewed your hit scan, your main problem was your positioning. Let's see how you do this time. Okay. Honestly, so far so good. I like that you're taking this off angle instead of just fighting main. And your positioning so far seems more purposeful. Ooh, I don't think that you need to aggro roll there. Yeah, obviously it doesn't, but it's weird thinking that Bastion was really good in Overwatch League for some time, while Genji wasn't really that good in Overwatch League for a lot of time. Honestly, I feel like your positioning has improved a lot on Cassidy. I don't think you're comfortable yet on him, like you're rushing and not hitting those headshots on the stun targets. And honestly, as lame as Fan the Hammer is, let's be real, it's not the player's fault to use it. It's the game's fault for having that be just so broken and so consistent at killing the squishes that you stun. If you need to, just go ahead and use it. Like this honor, like it's in the game. Sure, it might feel scummy to die to it, but it's in the game. Like you shouldn't feel like, oh, I need to keep my honor and just headshot the people that I stun, right? Like some people feel like, oh my god, if you play Brig or if you do Fan the Hammer on Cassidy, you are such a scumbag. Like that is just straight up dumb. That is not the player's fault. That is the game's dev's fault for adding it to the game and leaving it for that on that long. Like I feel like I got cheesed whenever I died to it, but it's not on the player's fault for using what is in the game to try and win, right? Ooh, flank. Ooh. Yeah. That isn't so much on you. Like your positioning isn't great. You're probably, I mean, it depends. If your team is going to end up not going back top, and there isn't that much reason for a team to go back top when they have this corner with Ryan, you want to be holding this corner, so you probably should be having backed off here, and you might not die to Heinrich here. Well, that's just the biggest thing. It's oftentimes teams will retreat from corner all the way here, but I feel like if you want to do rotation, you might as well do it while on cover. Like here, if you don't have a Ryan shield and they push main, you're dead. Whenever possible, you should not be expecting to just always have your team to protect you, right? What happens if your Ryan gets blown up? Do you all just die? Yeah. If you go here, you might be able to lurk and get an assassination on backliner, and boom, that's really good, especially if it's the Mercy, right? Because then they don't have res for the retake. Plus the Mercy really enables the DPS if they want to take top. So yeah, looking for trade kills on a losing fight is gonna be good. It's unfortunate that that High Noon was really good by them. But I feel like you probably should have backed here. And if your team wants to back up all the way, sure, but you can hold here to a decent degree on Cassidy if you have flashbang. If not, you just back out all the way here and leave your team be here. You don't need to always be like hugging your Reinhardt, right? Just because you like close range as Cassidy doesn't mean you always need to hug your Reinhardt. It's the same thing as Zarya. Fan the Hammer on shields is very good. Very, very good. Oh. So, really good. Really good play, getting the high ground, getting the Cassidy. Yeah, ideally your Ryan shields your Noon, but he needs to contest. And big. Very big. Nice. They wasted bomb, which is funny. And you hear the sniper, so you're strafing and crouching, which is good. I don't know if challenging the sniper and Cassidy at that range is scary, especially considering that you weren't Udersnaning. That's unlike. Challenging the sniper at that range with Cassidy is weird, especially if your Ryan isn't shooting you. Like, I feel like you're hoping for the Widow not to hit a shot, which is not the best thing to do most of the times. I like the Genji swap here. Moira isn't ideal. But it's not like Moira counters you just because she goes through deflect. Doesn't mean she counters you. It's the same thing, like people think that Mei Sim counter Genji, they can be annoying, but that's if you play under effective range. If you engage properly and you don't give them free value, you're doing good. And I will be doing hero guides soon, so I don't want to go too in-depth here, right? Because I have already stalled this pod review enough, but like Mei, she doesn't really like poking that much, so she wants to be close range freezing people. Sim, she wants to be charging up her beam. Moira, although she can suck you, it's not the best play in the world, and that's more than you just feeding, not having that to be able to disengage, or if she is DPSing you from your backline, then you just run over their frontline because they're down their main healer. Like, there are so many things that you can do just to play around those things. Like, Moira's skill ceiling is low, while Genji's skill ceiling is high, so in a high level, what you're gonna see is, instead of Moira countering Genji, Genji just farms Moira. Because her orbs, he deflects, and he gets good ult charge from that. The call is usually just free blades, because then she can fade, and Genji just wins the 1v1 because she doesn't kill Genji fast enough, and the Genjis at high level can aim well enough that they kill her. The main thing about the 1v1 with Genji versus Moira is being patient and not missing too many shots. And it's not that hard to not miss that many shots because you aren't in as much of a rush as you think you are with her. Like, if she has her cooldown, that's gonna be a tough duel, but you can always disengage. That's the thing, as long as you're smart about how you're playing, Moira is never really an issue. Not like she counters Genji. This is a big grab. Oof. And this is... okay, this is working. Oh, you ghost dash there. It wasn't... it ended up hitting the wall, but I saw the intent. Do I do VOD review on stream? No, I have done like video only VOD reviews, but I feel like I would rather do them on stream, because I can always turn those into a video and then I can have your input live, right? Like if you want to ask questions, stuff like that, I would rather do them live. I'm gonna be setting up a VOD channel soon. I still don't know exactly how I wanna set that up yet, but I can talk to you in DMs, which is usually what I do to keep privacy for everyone, right? That wants VOD reviews. Because some people, let's say you don't want to share your rank. To be fair, you did already share. Alright, no, that was Mantis, right? Enemy or a different person. You didn't say the rank. But let's say you don't want your name to show, or you don't want the rank to be known. Then I could hide those things if you want, and that would be better to do in a video. So those kind of things I would rather talk on DM, and I don't have quite figured out how I want to do the VOD channel. But we can talk. I don't know if we're gonna be doing after this stream, because probably after this stream I'll be hopping straight to bed to sleep. But maybe we can talk today before I go to sleep. Just feel free to DM me and to give me a reminder, right? So that I don't forget about it. Oh yeah, and I knew that it was forgetting something. Let me add this to my notes. What is it? It was the Renan suggestions about, what is it? Clutch plays. How to make more clutch plays. That was the idea. I think that's a very good topic of discussion. I mean, like, if you don't want to share your name, then that's completely fine. I can hide that if you're not comfortable sharing it. Console VOD? Yeah, you can. This is a console VOD. This is a console Genji that I'm doing. In fact, a lot of my viewers are console, which I find to be very interesting. Like being a PC gamer, it feels I usually exist inside my PC bubble, so sometimes I forget that console exists, right? Because at least during the time that I wasn't streaming and making content and VOD reviewing and stuff, but console does exist, obviously. It's just a different game. Like there's different balance for console. You have to consider the different way aiming works, but usually most stuff translates from PC to console and vice versa. Which map is next? I was doing them in alphabetical order just because that makes it easier to remember like which videos I have already made. So it would be Blizzard World, which is this one that I'm reviewing. I feel like this map is very interesting for Genji. Even though like second point isn't the best, I think Genji has lots of opportunities to make plays. But I basically halted the series for now because with Overwatch 2 being so close, 2CP going away, like old maps are gonna get new covered, the context of stuff is gonna be different with one less tank, so I feel like I would rather wait for Overwatch 2 to be able to think, okay, how is Genji gonna work differently now, and how should the map guide work because of it, right? So I'm gonna be doing map guides and all other types of content in Overwatch 2 when it releases, when I get access to it, and if I don't get access to the beta, I would just theorycraft it. Like, not getting a beta key won't stop me from making Overwatch 2 content. So, soon! Very soon we're gonna have, because it's only 2 days, probably like 1.5 by now. But yeah, I wanted to go back to a point here, on the grab. When is your team's grab? Because this here, the enemy team could have won that fight. And you, honestly, it's not that you were lucky, it's just that you could have optimized the way you play. Because look at what you do. Are you focusing anyone or are you simply going like, oh, big grab, let me do splash damage? You're not really thinking about aiming for a single target for a kill. All you're doing is like spamming into the grab and getting a lot of damage done. Which will probably win you the fight, but there are cleaner ways to do this, right? They are less risky on like you losing the fight. Especially when you have this high ground angle. Like the diva can't DM this. Like you look where she's DMing. She's DMing low ground while you're high ground, so from here what you ideally want to do is think, dash, hopefully get the kill, dash reset for Marsh Splash, and then from there you can go for mouse choose and stuff. Or you simply drop and you can literally stand on their heads. Because that's a mechanic, right? You cannot do that with your teammates, but you can do that with enemies. You can literally stand on their heads. Your bodies will have collision. So you can literally stand on their heads, line up, especially because they have more AoE heals plus Mercy Valk AoE heals. So the triple primary fire dink into a dash to kill might be too slow because of the cadence of fire, right? To be able to do confirm elimination. So you probably just want to drop. Either just drop and get a clean kill by pre-aiming the head considering your trajectory for the drop and doing a triple headshot with your secondary fire plus melee, which is a one shot, or just drop, land on their head and perfectly aim, then one shot. And it doesn't have to be with melee, it can be with dash as well, but you want to confirm an elimination. Like, just blindly spamming isn't the best thing you can do, and as long as you can do something better, you should be doing that something better, especially with this angle that you have, right? Like, when you're reaching masters and above, you're trying to micromanage your stuff, right? You're trying to get the most out of your kit. Just being average won't be enough, so these are the kinds of moments where you might feel like, oh hey, I did a lot, like I was 30 something percent when I started, now I'm 70%, and now in the cleanup I'm gonna have Blade basically. Like, that was really good. No, there's still room for optimization, you know? That's one of the main reasons why one of the biggest advice for anyone that is trying to climb in Overwatch is to never blame teammates. And that is a hard mentality to have, just like always blame yourself, don't blame your teammates even when it's not your fault, because it can end up like being too much of a heavy weight on yourself, and you might end up feeling down for it, and you might know if someone else did better, you would have easily won. But if you blame yourself, you're gonna be looking for those things like, where could I have done more? Could I have hit more shots? Could I have played smarter? Could I have gotten more value here? Maybe if I flanked in this case, maybe if I out-tracked properly, right? If you just blame yourself and you look for those optimizations, then that is the right mentality to climb, right? Blaming your teammates isn't really gonna be useful, because if you just blame your teammates, you're not gonna be looking to improve yourself. You're just gonna be like, that game was their fault, I played fine. Like, when in reality, there's optimization to be had, even in a moment like this, where it seems like it's just, oh, shoot into the ground and they will die, forehead. You know? Yeah, on console she's definitely better, but I still do feel like a higher ranked console Genji would farm a high level, high yellow console more. But yeah, let's go back to where we were in the VOD. Their Ryan just fed. Now this is just good cleanup. Yeah, the big thing is if you're playing long range into the Moira, then you definitely have the disadvantage. You missed something, you missed a part of this VOD review. If you're curious about it, you can always just go back in the VOD. The playlist will always be there. The video will just be unlisted on the playlist, right? So yeah. Now the one thing I don't like is that you're defaulting with your team with the blade. Oof. I honestly, yeah, no, you definitely can hide inside here. You didn't need to use dash to hide from this bomb. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, especially when they're pushing with ultimates and getting space aggressively. But you could have hid here, had your dash if needed. But most importantly, you have blade. What do they have to shut you down? They don't really have that many stuns. It's mostly about you playing to avoid damage and capitalize on opportunity. You can default main with your team and do just the usual dash up and blade, and maybe you get bubble from your Zarya and the Mercy pockets you. But is your Mercy really gonna follow you without Valk? I feel like that is really rare in comp, where a Mercy is actually gonna be brave and go deep with the Genji to pocket the blade. Most of the time they just default to either heal botting, which is the wrong thing to do on Mercy, or just pocketing a DPS just like the soldier on your team, which is a valid play, just not the highest value they could get. So ideally you talk in voice chat, Mercy, can you pocket me? Zarya, can you bubble? Team, can you push in when I blade? But what I would say is, the best thing you can do is come from an unexpected angle, right? So, hide in a corner. Hide in a corner. Come from behind them and wait for the enemy team to put resources on your team, because if you just default to your team and then you dash up, what is the enemy team gonna do? Are they gonna focus your team or are they gonna focus you? They're gonna focus you and you're bye-bye. Yeah, good luck on the grind, Genji noob. Hopefully you get to plat soon. And yeah, that 350 SR climb that you said you got, that's already very good. Are you going to Mantis, or just saying bye to Genji noob? If you're going, then bye. If not, then just don't mind me. But yeah, like, I feel like the biggest thing with Blade, doesn't matter if your blade is with nano, with pocket, doesn't matter how many resources you have. It's always better to have the least amount of enemies possible looking at you and using resources on you, right? And I go over that on my Blade guide, so I don't want to spend too much time here. If you are curious about Blade, go check out that video. That video is really good about the Blade. Like, and I got really happy when Necros watched the stream, but anyways, let's forget about that. The less resources the enemy team have to spend on you, be that attention, damage, cooldowns, ultimates, the better. And coming from an unexpected angle helps, especially if you wait for the enemy team to engage you. Like, if you try to Blade right now and dash up to the enemy team, they're gonna look at you. If you come from here and the enemy team is pushing into your Rhine, the enemy team is gonna be confused. They're gonna be looking, where is the Genji? They don't know where the Genji is, you know? And some of the team might be focused on the Rhine, so that kind of stuff is gonna be better for you. The more the enemy team pays attention to your team instead of you, the highest the chance that you have to make a play with Blade yourself. Finally made it to Diamond. Outfled. I'm glad to hear that you're enjoying the content and you're climbing, and if you ever feel nervous, my friend that I talked about earlier that plays Overwatch as well, and we used to duo queue in gold plat, like, he also said that he has like a little bit of anxiety problems in comp, like when playing with, let's say, his tank is like mid-diamond, and whenever he gets into a master's lobby he feels the pressure, right? That can be bad, but the main thing is, if you can, try to make that pressure be something beneficial. You're gonna do the 2 VODs, not today. I might do the other one tomorrow, but not today, because it's gonna be too late, and I already need to go get water if I don't want to lose my voice. I'm gonna be doing that very soon. But the main thing is that pressure can be either good or bad. You could turn that pressure into excitement, and that's gonna help you. Or you could be just like oppressed by that and be scared, like these people are good, I don't want to feed, and then boom, you're already playing worse because of your mentality. Mentality really matters. So one of the biggest things in high rank that happen, simply because of the way matchmaking works and queue times, let's say a 4.5k player tries to queue up and they wait 20 minutes on queue. For them to get a game, because there aren't that many 4.5k players online at the same time, there might not be just a 4.5k lobby, they might have to be put on a lower lobby. So there might have to be someone to counterbalance, so there might be a 4.2k average with a 4.5k player and a 3.9. So that master player might feel like, whoa, I'm out of, like, why am I here? Like, I'm too low for this lobby. And they have already lost at that point. You know, the biggest thing that high-ranked players say to those unfortunate players that are used to feel those matches are like, don't worry about it. You are in this lobby for a reason. Like, you were put on this, so the game thinks that you deserve it. Even if they don't, the mentality is what matters, right? So if you ended up in a lobby, you deserve to be in that lobby, and you shouldn't feel the pressure to like, oh, these are I was used to playing with Platinum, now I'm playing with Diamond, so now I need to be more careful about feeding and whatnot. No, you got there through your own skills, so you should be playing the same way as you are, like, as you were playing when you climbed. Like, you're gonna lose some matches and you're gonna win some matches, and you may struggle to actually feel comfortable in Diamond, but the most important thing is getting that, what should I say, like, getting used to that pressure, you know? Like, when I first climbed to many ranks, I felt that pressure, but because I kept queuing and I kept getting used to that and I kept getting better, over time I got used to it, and now it's fine. Like, I don't mind playing with Overwatch League players. In fact, I'm excited to play against Overwatch League players, you know? Like, I just got used to it. It's always gonna be about your mentality going into it. And like, the best thing that you can try to do, and that's not easy, is trying to turn the pressure into excitement, so that you're pumped about it and you wanna pop off. Like, You wanna pop off, you wanna go big, you wanna feel like you deserve that rank, you don't wanna feel oppressed by, oh hey, I'm scared about underperforming. You need to go there to go big, you know? Obviously there is also just like you being overexcited and fading, but that's not the end of the world. I would much rather have a 3600 player on my 4K lobby trying to make plays than just being passive and not doing anything. It's much better to have that guy be trying to make plays and play his best and be excited, you know? I mean, I can do the VOD review, but if you said it's smurfing, I don't see too much of the point, right? Like, what is your real rank if you said you were smurfing, you know? The big point about the VOD review is to improve, right? I can obviously VOD review that game and point out the mistakes and how I would play and yada yada yada. Review it so that you can improve the rank, but if you give me a VOD that isn't accurate, let's say you're a diamond player and you give me a gold VOD from a smurf, there isn't that much of a point because you aren't going to get much out of it. It's just going to be mostly a waste of time. So if it is accurate and you want to improve from it, it's good. If it is a smurfing VOD, then it's probably going to be bad for you and for me, because I'm going to be wasting time on something that isn't that good, because you're either gonna stomp that or it's not gonna have much educational value, and you're not gonna get much out of it because you're not gonna improve. So if it is like smurfing, I would much rather have content from the actual SR that you are in. But I don't know if that is what you meant. That is just the way I interpreted the message. I could be wrong with that. It's becoming a podcast. I mean, yeah, I'm sorry about that, but I also think that those are important topics. I really hope that you don't mind it. And if you do, if you want this to be like non-stop and whatnot, then I wouldn't mind. I mean, I don't know, because I was gonna say the one way I can do it uninterrupted is through a video instead of live. But then that has the problem of not being able to interact with you. So if I was on a call, but I really feel like at that point I might as well stream it. And I really feel like these types of interactions are really good with chat, and I want to make videos on all of these topics so I can just link people to those and not have to always come up with the explanation on spot, especially because my explanation on the spot won't always be 100% accurate to what I want to say, right? I'm like, my first language is Portuguese. My native language is Portuguese. My second language is English. I'm not fluent on English, although I do speak it quite well, I feel like. I do lack a little bit in vocabulary, and that's one of the biggest things that I feel like make me not perfect whenever I try to explain complicated topics. Like, I might be missing a word that's very important and I might have to find a workaround, and it may be weird. So I feel like those are important discussions to have, and I really hope that you don't mind me stopping on your VOD this much. But if you do, I can see what I can do about it to improve that, but I don't know how much I can, because I don't want to not interact with chat because of it, you know? Alright, that sounds good to me. And then when you have an accurate VOD in that moment, then I can VOD review that. I would be very happy. I've had people ask about hitscan VODs instead of Genji VODs before, but I never had someone ask for a tank VOD yet, which is something that I'm really excited about. Like, tank is a really interesting role in Overwatch, but let me not go on another tangent. Let me keep the VOD going, and I'll go get water in the middle of when the round swap. But yeah, let's see what you do with this blade. Ooh. So you are indeed looking for the flank that I said. I would have pulled out the blade sooner, but this was a really good blade. This was a really good blade. I tried to do that on the game earlier on a blade similar to that on, what was it? It was Hollywood Defense when I tried to finish the Ana with that blade. But yeah, this was a really good blade. You get the Ashe low, you get the Mercy low, you pull out the blade to be able to finish them instead of letting them go away. You looked for the flank, you outplayed cooldowns, just perfect execution. The only thing that could have been better was pulling the blade sooner, but that's it. This is Undertale. This is Undertale. What is it? It is... Oh no, this isn't... This is saying Deltarune. That is saying Deltarune on the Spotify icon. That could be wrong, that could be Undertale, but I think that is... I would guess that is Deltarune because it says Deltarune, but... Helltaker music, I really like Helltaker music, but I wouldn't know what Helltaker music is. It has a very different vibe. I have a few Helltaker musics on this playlist, like Vitality, Alchemy, I don't remember the name of the last one right on the top of my head. Titanium. There we go, that's the other one I have in the playlist. Ashe on the high ground, almost get assassination, good. Don't have to overextend for it, she's back with the team, you're looking for the flank. Good. Ooh, the one bad thing is because you looked for the flank when you had grab, so you didn't check the ultimates on your team properly. Like that was a big mistake, because now instead of you cleanly winning the fight with grab, you just had a chance of losing it because they all lived. But I do like that you look for those flanks and those opportunities and stuff, and you're trying to make plays, you know. Devourable, I don't have tank videos posted. I have played tank on stream before, but it was just like 3 games. I have VODs that like I never posted, never edited. On ball, like one video where I ball diff the hero that I never posted. When I was grinding ball into I almost got top 100 but on tank, but anyways. I don't have a video posted yet on tank, but I do plan on making like content on other roles as well when Overwatch 2 comes out. I just want to focus on Genji a little bit more, like at least on video content for now before I grow. When I grow I feel like I can expand, but for now I really want to focus on mostly Genji, and on the streams maybe I will do some flex streams from now and then, but if you want to send a VOD on tank, that's completely fine. I will never just like not accept a VOD that isn't Genji. Like I can do VODs for other roles and other heroes, but I would rather focus on video content for Genji as much as I can while I'm still just a small content creator. Don't worry about it. That is just because of my bitrate loss, which isn't on you all, it's on me. But yeah, you guys win the fight. Basically, ultra resets. Now you're looking for the high grounds to contest the Ashe, which is good. Always defaulting to high ground is good, and nice, very good. Very good limb, very good. Also, contest the high ground if possible. Very good play, that was very nice. You're denying, you're not giving the tanks too much attention. You're denying the DPS space, and you're going for squishes, and you're looking for flanks. You're doing a lot of the basic Genji flow charts very correctly, and now I have force dash to swap into Cassidy, which is really good on you. Ooh. You're rushing, but you did get the kill, which is good. Okay. I don't think it's bad for you to pull out this blade here. Let's go back. Let's go back here. So you ended up rushing some shots on her, but you do get the limb. Now, this is a scary push, but the good thing is, you only tried to do a combo on him and immediately backed off. And what happens? If you would have gotten stunned, he wouldn't be able to be the one following up on you because of the wall, which is good on you. Now, I wonder whether or not you need Blade in here. I feel like, if possible, it's best to hold Blade for last fight to clean up the backline especially, but it's not bad for you to just clean up this fight and guarantee the cleanup, especially because they're gonna have a bad fight. It's only 30 seconds when you clean up. The last people are gonna be 20, maybe 15 seconds, respawns. They're gonna have a bad touch if you clean up now. So I feel like blading here is fine. You don't need to be that greedy to hold it. In fact, I think that the default, the best play is holding. Theoretically, the most value is holding, but I feel like the 99% of the times the safe play is to just play this and guarantee this fight. I don't actually have a Genji flowchart. I thought about making one, but I really do think that it's hard to make one because I'm not a guy to just go and ignore the small little details. Genji is not like I saw a flowchart for Winston where it's like mostly you default to high ground, you jump squishies, stuff like that, you know, like. It's a simple flowchart, but Genji, considering that he has different playstyles depending on what the enemy team has, your team has, he can flex between these two depending on whether or not you need to be more aggressive or passive. I feel like a Genji flowchart would be very weird. I could try making one, but I don't think it would end up very well. That's just how I feel, but I could be wrong on that.
10 seconds remaining.
Now, it's okay for you to default main in this fight, but I do think that flanking gets increased value on overtime situations. I don't remember if I explained that. I think I explained that on the first VOD review of the channel, but TLDR, flanking gets more value in overtime situations because the enemy team has less attention resource, because attention is a resource, right? The enemy team, since they have to touch points, they have to put someone in there and they want to pocket the person in there and they want to fight the people in card. So that inherently makes flanking stronger because you have less resources to spend on the people flanking. So flanking there would have been good, but it's not a bad play for you to default main. It's just gives less agency to you as the player, as the Genji player. It gives more chance for the enemy team to make plays and plays low and be able to farm ults and maybe have a better chance at winning. So I would rather have seen you flank and try to make a play, and then the enemy team, if you're scared about a flashbang and getting one shot and feeding, then you just dash and reset back to your team. But I feel like flanking in overtime is just severely underrated and is an extremely good play to make. Extremely good play to make. But okay, you hold this. Now I'm gonna get water real quick. I will be right back, and I'm also going to add the flowchart to my notes. I have no promises on that, but I'm gonna give that a note. Sorry for the delay. I ended up going to the bathroom as well. May I continue the VOD review? Are we Gucci?
Three, two, one. Attackers incoming.
Oh, you're AFK to start. Okay. Not the worst thing in the world, but it's usually better to just never be AFK to start. And it's a bad thing that your soldier already got picked off. But it does happen, not really on your control. Why are you AFK so much though? Like, now you have wasted 30 seconds, that's a big time. That's an early deflect. It's not the worst thing in the world to just deflect spam, but it's not the best thing either. You'd rather be saving the deflect for the actual engagement. Looking to challenge the Cassidy, okay. Try to play the double jump over the wall and try to use that as outplay potential, but I feel like if your team is losing, you might as well just try to play for the trade. Try to play for the pick potential and maybe force the res, or maybe even do the clutch and kill both of them, right? Instead of just being passive. And yeah, at this point, the amount that you're AFK, I don't know the reason for it, but it's gonna be really costing your team. Oof. Your team already has grab, but you ended up losing Zarya. And now she has no energy. Although she can still grab. Ooh. That is just a solo grab on a Orisa that has gold. The one good thing is that the enemy team is using a lot of ults. You're lucky you're not dead. What is the Mercy doing? Good punish. You heard the footsteps, good. Ooh. Oh, that is really unfortunate. Okay, yeah. I feel like you may... I don't think that it was bad for you to just drop and contest him. Consider that you knew he was there. They used Nano for it, which is good, but I also think that just holding the good position on the high ground and looking for assassinations through there, it would have been fine. Although I don't think that it would be the much better. I think that I think that it was actually good that you just tried to make the play in the Cassidy after killing the Mercy, because I mean, if you want, you can just hold high ground. You can just hold high ground and wait for your team to come back, but that's a long ass time. By that time, the enemy team might have time to just 5v2 because you have the Mercy pocket. But I feel like the best thing you can do is either try to hold the position, which isn't the best thing in the world, or to look for the trade kills and reset fast, and maybe you have the chance to clutch, which is what you did. And you forced out an ultimate for it and got a pick, which was good. I see. Now you're looking for a flank. You have another grab. Considering that you were AFK for a bit, it ends up being kind of bad that because you are only gonna have one blade instead of two, most likely. Oof, that item might be rough. That was a good sleep. Yeah. I think that you end up... One thing that you're not giving too much thought is following up on grabs. Your team has grab, you might want to stick close to the Zard to be able to follow up on it. Like, you're just blindly blading a grab far away without knowing if there are squishes. Like, Blade in the graph can be fine, you can also just save the blade a lot of times, but blindly, I have lost so many blades by trying to blindly follow a graph that was in only tanks, and just that doesn't do the job, you know? Because blade is not... If you're trying to damage tanks, blade is actually nerfing your damage output. So I would rather... One thing that it seems like you could work on is just pressing tab more often and keeping track of like, what is the plan to win the fight? Are you guys gonna grab? Like, does my team have ultimates? How should I play this? Should I play with my team because of grab? Should I play for a flank because of this or that, you know? This kind of thought. Okay. Not like you have that much peak potential for that far away, so just poking and destroying turret and being annoying is fine. And you do mostly know when to engage and when to play safe and stuff, which is good, but there is still space for improvement, obviously. I feel like one of the biggest things is simply going to be just like getting the ultimate usage and ultimate tracking on your team, like to be able to properly follow up on that better, because that's just a big improvement that is easy to make, you know? Here, for example, I mean, you were probably trying to look to save blade, but it is also a place where good kill, where you might be trying to save. I mean, it's not something that you should be scared to blade. Even if it ends up being a waste, you would rather cap it than not cap it because of how close you were to overtime. Plus, the end of a lot of points in Overwatch is going to be heavily favored towards the defense. Like, this spawn is miles closer to the fight than your spawn is. Like, look at this, it's so far away. So you shouldn't be scared to blade that. It's good that you had discipline and you were able to hold it and you ended up winning just holding it, but like, it's not something that you should be afraid to blade and end up wasting that because just to make sure you might as well blade if required. Like, if there's just the lightest doubt in your mind that you might lose that, then you blade. But if you don't have, and you're saying that no, they don't have the respawns to touch it and the Valkyrie Worst is just gonna get melted, then yeah, that's completely fine to hold it, and that's the best thing to do, obviously. But yeah, now let's see. That's not the worst thing in the world to do, but I do feel like it's a little wasteful. Ooh, I like it. It ended up not working out so well. I feel like it is good for you to try to clean up that blade, especially if the enemy team was not healing the people that were low. But at the same time, you're down deflex, it's far away, if the Ana nades those people, you're not gonna kill them, they have Brig and you're dead, and you might have just had. You could have just taken the space, saved blade, and let cart get close and then look for a blade there. I feel like that blade ended up being mostly just a YOLO. Oh hey, look at me guys, I can carry this, and oh, now this is very losable. You don't have blade. Like, Genji doesn't only revolve around blade, but wasting blade is obviously bad. Now you rushed your shots a little bit, and there isn't that much to do. The enemy team is just pressing Qs, which is good for you. You get those Qs out and then you farm your own Qs, but now it's becoming rough. It's probably one fight territory and you only have Shatter. Good, not ideal trade. Definitely not an ideal trade. Not the worst thing in the world. Looking for the flank is good, especially against the Bastion. I feel like you don't need to abandon the flank because you have the Mercy. You don't have to abandon the flank because they know you're there. You can just keep going on the flank if the Mercy is with you. Ooh. So, this game was very winnable and it was mostly on small things, right? Mostly on small things. Let me just take a sip of water before I talk about it. Sorry about that. One thing that you utilized very well on the defense, but not on the attack, was this high ground. This high ground you underutilized on attack. You also ended up not using this flank very well, especially considering that the Mercy was with you. It doesn't mean that the Reinhardt looked at you funny, so you need to get out there, especially when you have a Mercy pocket. But look at this. As much as I feel like, oh, this is a juicy blade, theoretically, you are down your deflect because you just went in for a dash deflect in their face, the deflect spam. You already did the value with your cooldowns. You're getting the space, let the payload move. This is a ballsy blade that's basically 1v6, you don't know how much cooldowns they have. You've only seen a few things like damage, gold, and that's it. You don't know if they have nade, you don't know if they have bash, and they probably do. A lot of stuff, you know. You could very easily leave your blade. Your team is not ready to follow up on it. Their payload has still a lot of ways to go, so even if you were to kill, your team would have to do a really good job at holding the enemy team to be able to just win this in one fight. So, holding the blade here was definitely the right call. And look at this. Sure, did get the kill on the soldier, but you ended up feeding for it, and look at this. By the time your rank reached here, you're already dead. And look at the payload. Like, the enemy team, now that you ended up having to rush here, the payload would have most likely reached here anyway because of how much space the enemy team gave you. The Orisa cannot hold a corner like this too well into a Reinhardt. The Reinhardt can just turn the corner with full shield on the Orisa and just push her. So the Orisa would have, unless they had really good ultimates, the Orisa would have to give up basically an entire third point to hold here because of your aggressive dash play into a deflect that spams the hell out of their tanks, you know? So here, your patience is what most likely killed this game. The lack of patience on this blade. Because this blade could have come big later. The enemy team is gonna be forced to contest. You can spam the tanks from good angles here, considering where the payload needs to stop. You have good walls to play around. You can wall climb and do a dash and have really good cover to pull out plate if you wanna go deep. You can get assisted by bubbles. You can wait ultimates. Like, you could drive fights so that the enemy team wastes ult and then your team uses ult, like grab blade and stuff like that. You had 2 minutes. You had all the time in the world to do a lot of plays, look for the opportunities, and you rushed it, and that's basically what lost you this game. Right? And you also had an opportunity later with the flank on the Mercy to maybe do something, but you ended up just defaulting main. And the enemy team had a good ultimates, you didn't really have good ultimates. You had a bad overtime recontest, so it ended up just being bad and the enemy team just won through that. So yeah, I feel like the biggest thing, your ultimates in general have been good, but this ultimate at the end might have been a little bit of panic, might be a little bit of like, I can make a really cool clutch play here, and your brain just turns off and after pulling the blade out you realize that it ended up being bad, right? And might as well just have been the mistake, but it's those things like, you might play a really good game and a single mistake might be the thing that loses you the game. So yeah, one of the biggest thing that you need to work on, I feel like, is the ultimates. And your ultimates have been fine in general. The thing that I feel like you need to understand the most is like how to play based on what your team has, because not only once but twice were you bad at following up on the graph, you know? That's not just a fluke. That's not just like, oh, that my brain didn't work too well at this very moment. It is just something that's more consistent that happens with you, right? Because it happened not just once, it happened twice. But yeah, like those two moments on the graphs, like one of them you did win the fight, the other one you could have followed up better. Oh yeah, there was also a third one where you blindly followed up on the blade with on the grab with blade, not knowing if the Xayah grabbed tanks or squishes, or if you needed blade or not. Like, I feel like keeping track a little bit more of what your team wants to do to be able to time stuff with them is gonna be good. It's gonna get you a long way, because you do know how to make good plays alone. You do know the Genji's limitations to a certain extent. You don't know your timings, your time to play aggressive, passive, and stuff like that pretty well. Really, just these small things, at least from this VOD, that seem like the ultimates that you didn't follow up too well. Your team plan was this, but you didn't follow up on that very well. You know. I don't know if I'm making myself too clear, because I'm not getting the right words in. But yeah, I might look at the other VOD tomorrow, but I really can't today. Like I'm gonna go to sleep very soon, so I'm gonna be ending the stream very soon. Do you guys have any questions before I end stream? You guys have any questions? Let me swap this for this, sir. Oh, your problem means smoothness. Your problem means smoothness. No. I don't think suavization is a real word. But yeah, if you have any last questions before I end the stream, I'll be happy to answer them. If not, I will probably be streaming tomorrow again, but before that I will probably be editing and posting the Nanoblade and Overwatch 2 discussion for the people that haven't seen it, as well as just having it in video format instead of just in the middle of the stream, you know. I don't know which time of the day it is for you all, but out of good manner, I'll just say good night to you anyway. But yeah, I will give this one more minute. One more minute. Bum, 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 bum. Oh, it's 3 AM? Holy. It's like 11 PM. Good night, dude. You're probably exhausted at this point. Yeah, have a good night of sleep. Underword in Portuguese, it's fine. But yeah, I'm not gonna prolong this. I already gave a little bit of time for questions. Doesn't seem like there are any. If you had any, and you're not getting it today because I'm just gonna end the stream now, just leave it on Discord. I think that's better. It's a better way to do it. Alrighty. I will see you guys in the next stream. Bye bye. Good night.